Hello! How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody stay healthy, stay safe. Even though the coronavirus outbreak still everywhere, but we can only do our best to protect ourselves, to protect our family, to be positive, stay healthy, stay happy. And then one more thing, be thankful all the time, even just for a little things. Because God is good all the time God is good. Alright, I'm going to continue about the previous video about I met Jesus in my long sleep in Comatose for 3 days and 3 nights. So after I get through the critical moment of my life, then I was in the hospital. I was hospitalized almost 6 months. Honestly to you, brother and sister, this is not easy for me. This is my first time this testimony come out from my mouth, and then I put it in public in YouTube. Speaking as a human being, I don't know where the courage comes for me want to testify here in YouTube, because that one happened 2002, so this is my first time. A little bit feedback. I'm sorry. It's not 2003. I revised the previous video. It's not a 2003 but 2002. Only different the year, the month, and everything is the same. So back again. So I was in bed, unconscious for over almost 6 months. I was just lay down in bed doing nothing. For my next video, I'm going to show you how my body looks like when I was lay down in bed for almost over 6 months, and then how my body looks like full of blister, and then all of my hair was gone, all my body full of blister. So I will show that to you for my next video. So if you miss my first video, I think it's best if you can watch that and then continue with this, and then we follow, because it's a long story, and then I really want to try my best to share the detail of it. So I believe this courage that come right now, that's really God's helped me. Because I don't know, some people say when I was in Indonesia there's a miracles thing, but down inside there I feel self-esteem, if I remember that back then. But now it's totally different. I don't know, but I believe God has a purpose. God's that one give me that courage so I can testify that to all of you around, God's people around the world. So when I was unconscious almost 6 months, that's what happened to my body, full of blister, and then everything taken care by the nurses. I couldn't do anything. I was unconscious and then just lay down in bed. But that time, that's still in the Pamatang Siantar. Probably some of you knows where is Pamatang Siantar. And then every day when I was in the hospital for 6 months, my mom especially, my dad is come and go, but my mom stay with me every day and night. Every day and night, she pray, she cry, hoping her daughter will come back. Can you imagine a mom watching her daughters with body full of blisters, which wasn't like that before? And then next video I will show you again my previous picture before I get sick, and then when I was sick in the hospital with the bodies full of blister. So because my mom don't understand what is that, I didn't even understand either, but that's happened. So even the church pastor, many pastors that time that close to the hospital, and then even in the Pematang Siantar, always kind of like pray and mention my name. But miracles happen. God is good. After almost 6 months, one day, that time, that's my first time I woke up. When I woke up, I look at daisies bright outside the window. That time when I woke up, I really want to go to the bathroom. You know, the feeling that moment, I thought I was just in my bed. It was just a regular day. I didn't even know that I was sick. So when I feel I need to go to the bathroom, and then I try to jump out from the bed. When I jump out from the bed is a little bit high, probably, it's kind of like high for me, what I thought that time. So when I try to get out the bed, I get out the bed and then I fell. And then when I fell, when I tried to stand, I couldn't stand. Because I didn't know what's going on. I didn't know what happened. I didn't feel anything for over 6 months. That's when I was in bed. So when I tried to get up, I cannot, and then nobody inside the room. My mom in the bathroom, and then, it's only my mom was in the bathroom that time. And then my dad is outside. So I was like, I said, and then I was kind of like a little bit ground, kind of like calling someone. And then that time I didn't even know where I was that time. And then a few minutes later, the nurses come in, and then my mom, and then after that, I forgot everything again. That's the only thing I remember when I was in the hospital. And then the second time, and then I don't know how long after that. And then the second time I remember we are at the lobby, and then I was at the wheelchair, and then my sister pushed me when I was in the wheelchair. That's the time when I discharged. That time, it's kind of like still like for me, I was kind of like still thinking, how that happened? How that happened? It's all the Seventh-day Adventist member that time. The who knows me, the who heard the news about it, praying and praying. I'm kind of like back to the story, what my mom told me. So when I was I'm sorry. So when I was that one in bed, when I was unconscious for almost 6 months, my pastor from Jakarta, my church pastor from Jakarta, Pastor Huta Barat, I hope he's not gonna be complain when I mention his last name. So he was my pastor back then. So he came from Jakarta to Pematang Siantar to visit me. And then remember I said before, I was like a Pathfinder director. So that time is not, it's not very fancy, it's not very smart electronic system yet like right now. That's on 2002. So this pastor brought like a big paper cartoon, and then all the pictures when we are camping, when we are graduation, Pathfinder graduation. So the students or the leader from Pathfinder in Jakarta, from the church where I went to, they put the picture, everything in there. So this is the story what my best friend told me after I get back to normal. So when this pastor Huta Barat came in to visit me in Siantar, because seems like everything is gonna be like there's no hope for me to come back alive, back to normal. So this pastor showed this fake cartoon and then just put it in front of me, even though I didn't say it. And then this Pastor Huta Barat say, okay, Ruth, I brought the picture from Pathfinder, from your friends, from your students, from Kayu Putih Church. And then my best friend told me my hemoglobin went up to 7 from 3. So then doctor was there, and then doctor say, there's a big hope. We just need to waken up her spirit. We need to waken up her spirit, her, it's like motivation, so she doesn't give up. We don't really know what's going on with her mentally. It's like her spirit is like she wanna give up. This can't be happen. That's why she can stay in bed for almost 6 months, and then she's a typical person, is very active. So long story short, that's back to when I was wake up, and then that's one when I fell in bed, and then they put me back to bed, and then few times later I didn't remember anymore what's going on after that, and then we discharged. So after I discharged, another struggle that happened, that's the time I have to fight for myself. So please continue watching this video, and then I want you to watch this video completely so you can follow the next story. You don't miss of them. That's how, just to testify how great God is. Nothing that He can do. Everything is possible for God. Even from dying, almost 6 months, He can lift me up. I promise you, the next video I will share all my body full of blister, and then my head bald, and then how could be survive. The next one, I want to give that to you, everything. Thank God for this courage. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again.